Good morning, everyone. This is the review of the Longines. Good morning, everyone. This is the review of the Longines. Now, I got this watch about a week ago. It's in this box. Really, I must say the inner box is pretty nice. As you can see, it has the box with the paperwork. And then the box itself, very nice fabric. It's like artificial leather. Nicely made. Strong case. Open it. Oh, there goes the bracelet. And just very nice with a little wooden panel. Double-sized cushion. As you might see, the bracelet fell out. Let me show you the bracelet. So I took it off. One moment. Yeah, there I am again. Had to take out the fishing magnet because I dropped one of the push pins and it fell in between one of the floorboards. Because as you can see, the bracelet has separate end links, which I think it's good. It's always nice to have separate end links. I don't really mind, but bracelet. Now, why did I take it off the bracelet? Well, it has one of these folding clasps. Click, click. Actually quite good, but these two bits, this one and this one, they tended to get a little bit of irritation on my wrist. They dug themselves into my wrist, so when I took off the watch I had these two little thick, deep red dots in my wrist. And you know, a watch should be comfortable. And it's not a good idea to wear a watch that is going to, just hurt you in a certain way. So the watch itself. And I must say, I've been wearing it for a week now. I'll take it off the wrist. There it is. Put it on the, of course, on the Hirsch Dark night strap. This is, I think it's a 22mm strap. Now, first of all, the great thing about this Longines Conquest is that it's got 21mm lugs. Now, when you see that, when you want to buy it, you go like, what, 21mm? So it's too big for a 20mm and too small for a 22mm. And actually the opposite is true, because both will fit. This is a 22mm Hirsch leather strap. It fits like a glove, look. It's not really, you can see that it doesn't fit. Same as with a, for example, a 20mm NATO. Because it's just 1mm of a difference, you will not really see that when you put it on. So all the bands, all the straps, everything I have is possible to put on this watch. Moreover, with the silver dial and no any other clutter on the dial and on the watch, actually almost any other strap or band or NATO or Velcro or whatever, it will fit on this watch and it will look the part, because this being a silver dialed watch, supposedly I think you can put any other strap or band or bracelet on it, which I think is a real treat. One more thing about the bracelet, as you can see, the center links are differently brushed than the inner links. Outer links gives them a bit of a luxury thing. They call it a sports watch. I don't really know why would you call this a sport watch. There's no chronograph. There is only has two markers with a number, the 12 and the 6. I would rather call it a dress watch or a diver's watch. It's 300 meters water resistance. Maybe you can see that here. if it will focus on that. 300 meters water resistant. And if you see, what I love about this watch is the crown. You see here the date, and just a little bit off to the right you can see the crown, and the crown is just, it's one of the best crowns I ever had on a watch. Unscrewing and fastening is just very, very easy, because the top of the crown sticks out like what, a millimeter over the crown protectors, which look very, how do you say, business-like. You know, there's just, yeah, simple but effective. Very nice, very, very nice. First time I got this watch in, my first reaction was nice, though a bit plain, like I had with the RMR. But here, of course, the hour marker, again, it's sports watch. I don't know, it doesn't have any lume as well. It doesn't need the lume, by the way, because you only need, because of the, how do you say, Dauphine hands? I'm not really sure. But with these hands and the dial, the legibility is so good that you only need like a fraction of some light to be able to see what time it is. You don't need hardly any light. Anyway, the crown is one of the best things about this watch. I think it's very sturdy, very nicely made, and the crown protectors I think are just beautiful in correspondence with the rest of the watch. Now you see the hour markers are applied onto the dial, and I don't have any lume, but like I said, it's just, you know, you will see it. You will not need a lot of light to see the time. It's a quartz watch, you might have seen that, and honestly guys, I don't know what it is, but I've been wearing this watch for a week, and I never had the idea I was wearing a quartz watch. Even though I see the second-hand jump, I never thought I was wearing a quartz watch. This watch is actually quite me. It's a sturdy watch, 300 meter water resistance, and no. It's not a Christmas tree, you know. It doesn't have all the extra things on it, and it's got a double jinx balance spring, and you got a blah 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 blah. No, it's just a watch, and a bloody good one at that. Because I paid around 450 euros for this watch, and Longines, being the watch, was one of the most histories of many watches in the Swiss industry. I mean, Longines has been around since 1832. Now, just for a comparison, Longines started in Switzerland in 1832. Rolex started in England in 1905. So before you're gonna say, oh, it's a Longines, remember, their history is about 100 years longer than Rolex's history. Now, they did make a few big errors in the 80s and 90s. They put out some shit, some quartz shit. They started at late 70s. Materials and stuff. You know, people were really disappointed in the brand. They made a lot of mistakes, and they nearly went out of business. And but lately, and they're coming back. They're putting good movements in good cases again. They're making quality pieces again for a very affordable price. And therefore they should be back in the luxury watch world. Not because of the price, because the prices are still quite low in comparison with other brands, but I think any Longines can take on any Tag Heuer any day. And I think this Longines is really nice in the way it's executed. They all got 300 meter water resistance. Like I said, that the price is good, and yeah, you know, to support Longines, I bought a quartz. If I really wanted to have Longines back on the map, I might have wanted to opt for a mechanical one, but I chose to get this one. I didn't want to have another watch that needs to be serviced in about 5 years for about 200 euros. And come on, guys, if you buy a watch for 400-500 euros, you don't want to service it for 200 euros every 5 years. You pay the watch twice in 10 years. So that's not my thing. Most beautiful thing I think about this watch is the case back. I must say, this is absolutely beautiful. The color of the case back is almost titanium. It's grayish, so it's separate color than the color of the rest of the case. You see, that's like a light brushed steel, and this is like a matte finish. Yeah, the how do you call that thing again with the sand in it? I forgot. Anyway, the two wings attached to it, you can see it's almost like a 1930s shape. The lettering, the stars, the way it's mounted in the color. It's a bit like a 1930s stuff. I like that. It's a sand clock. I think you call it a sand clock. Anyway, this is the Longines. It's the you might want to know which serial number it is for the nerds under us, for the Rolex lovers who always need to say it's a 11265448 or a 11654948. This is a Longines. Sorry, don't have my glasses on. Longines l3.659.4.76.6. The quartz version. Let me put it on my wrist and show you how it looks. Stunning. I love this watch, and I'll be wearing it a lot longer, and I'll be talking about it as well in my upcoming video, Quartz and the B2B watch part 2, because there's a lot more to talk about quartz. Now, I'm not saying I'm losing my religion, but I came off a bit of my high horse saying, oh, you gotta have mechanical is the heart. Because, well, one of the arguments I heard somebody use online, which is interesting, he said, well, if you're going to use a mechanical watch, on what point is it mechanical? I mean, everybody would agree that a tourbillon is more complicated in horology than an ETA 2824. But if you buy a Chinese watch for 5,000 euros with a tourbillon in it, is it still more complicated horology than, I don't know, Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso? So those are things you got to be thinking about, and that's what happens with quartz. It's getting neglected, but I understand the romanticism of the old and the beating of the heart, but the technology that goes into a quartz watch is actually quite interesting. And let's take a comparison. You know, a lot of people who like watches like cars as well. Well, this would mean that we'd preferably all be driving a 1940s, 1950s, 1960s petrol car instead of a modern hybrid or something with a catalyzer. I'm not sure if you say that in English. But anyway, progress, you know, and it's always good to respect the old, but going along with progress isn't very, very bad. I mean, I said it before, Steve Jobs said it very good. The great thing about life is death, because death forces progress. And in that sense, I know the next watch I'm going to get, the next luxury watch, is going to be the Grand Seiko SBGX. I think it's SBGX 115. It's the quartz diver with the white face and the black dial. I absolutely love that watch, and it's going to be the last luxury watch. I'm going to get a nice case for it. That will be it. There might be another watch coming in, but I might sell other watches before I get that one in. I don't want to have too much watches. I don't want to have too much value in watches. It's just I want to have a nice collection. I got to get the cat out of the aquarium one. So that was my video about the Longines Conquest. A brilliant watch. I mean, if you have a few $100 to spare and you want to get yourself a good, nice, sturdy watch that's waterproof, I don't think when you want to go to a real Swiss brand, much comes closer than the modern Conquest by Longines. And they do a black dial. I wanted to have the silver dial. I'll just enjoy it more. Okay guys, see you soon for another video. Ciao, bye. Yes, and before I forget, I bought this watch at Javier Calvo in Madrid, Spain. And I normally don't do advertisements, but somebody noticed there was an advertisement in one of the videos
like a sticker on one of the photos in a video clip. And especially the Javier Calvo, he made a good deal with me. He switched on request. He switched the batteries because the watch was 2 to 3 years old, and that's the time the battery goes on. So I asked him, like, if you're gonna send it to me, is gonna battery gonna run out in about 2 months. So could you do that? And at first they said, well, we normally don't do that, but of course we'll do it for you. We'll switch the battery and send it to you. The package was great. Packaging was good. Everything good condition, good and proper response. So I have to endorse Javier Calvo watches. Good prices, very good service, and quality watches. Cheers, guys. Ciao, bye.